TDOT's Region 4 includes 21 counties in West Tennessee. That's more than 9,000 miles of road. For a winter weather event on a Friday, crews could be out as early as Wednesday night pre-treating roads. Once the roads are ready to go, though, this is TDOT's home base. Think of it as their war room for when winter weather rolls in. Now, the big headline today, a levee just east of town failing. Now, we haven't seen a huge impact from it here. In fact, that water being diverted, so we've actually seen a little bit of relief in Pocahontas. This here is a heat gun. It tracks temperatures, and as I'm looking at this sidewalk that we're standing on, it's about 123 degrees. Now let's take a look at this area of grass just a couple of inches away. We use our heat gun, and we take a temperature. Look at that. 104, about 20 degrees cooler. The reason flash flooding can be so dangerous is because it doesn't take much water to cause a lot of problems. For instance, it only takes about 6 inches of moving water to knock someone off their feet. As you know, in the winter, we don't see a whole lot of things like snow and ice here in the Mid-South. So when it does hit, it can have a big impact on drivers, especially drivers along the highway. So one thing that we learned today is that being prepared ahead of time can go a long way in terms of keeping the public safe. They say a good defense is the best offense. TDOT takes that to heart. So when winter weather looms, crews take to the roads. Pre-treating roadways is step one in fighting winter weather woes, especially for the normal problem spots.
Flyovers, our Mississippi River bridges, 385, which is non-CONA. Those areas, anything that's high in the air, especially those are our main focus.
There are some big challenges when it comes to keeping roads clear, especially when you think of how much area TDOT crews have to cover. TDOT's Region 4 includes 21 counties in West Tennessee. That's more than 9,000 miles of road. For a winter weather event on a Friday, crews could be out as early as Wednesday night pre-treating roads. Once the roads are ready to go, though, this is TDOT's home base. Think of it as their war room for when winter weather rolls in. The Transportation Management Center is where TDOT dispatchers can monitor the latest weather conditions and send out crews when issues arise. They are the first line of defense when it comes to TDOT's main goal during winter weather.
We want to be preventive there for people having accidents. We don't want anybody getting hurt, especially.
Now, a spokeswoman with TDOT says that one thing that crews are going to be keeping a close eye on is the chance for rain Thursday night before it turns into snow on Friday. Because if it's raining, they won't be able to pre-treat the roads. All that brine they put down would just be washed away, and that could potentially cause some big problems on the roads. We're reporting live in Northeast Memphis. Meteorologist Chase Arnold, Local 24 News. Earlier this summer, the Pink Palace named Ernest Spencer, better known as Eddie, their Volunteer of the Year. And once you meet him, you can tell he is far from ordinary.
Next Wednesday, I'll be 98.
Born just outside of Detroit on July 25th, 1920, Eddie has worn many hats at the Pink Palace over the years. He's been a train conductor for the Pink Palace Crafts Fair and even taught a taxidermy class.
I'm a taxidermy teacher. I taught for 27 years.
But Eddie is best known for his stories as a member of the United States Fifth Army during World War II. He served 39 months in Northern Africa and Italy.
I'll never forget the time we were down in a dry riverbed, and I was dug into the bank, and got caught out in the open, and the Germans were shelling us. And I tried to pull grass from my hand. I'll never forget that, digging with my fingers, trying to get on the ground. He was shot at for 550 straight days.
And that story was one of many close calls during his time in the war.
They say you don't ever hear the shell that hits you. That's a damn lie. Because I had the funniest sound. I automatically dove to the ground, or the concussion knocked me down. Because all the shrapnel, when it bursted up above me on the side of a hill, shrapnel went through the tent.
Eddie earned numerous medals and patches because of his service, but one honor sticks out: his presidential commendation from President Truman.
The word got back to the United States and General Mark Clark, and that's where we got this citation from the President of the United States. That's the one I'm really proud of.
Eddie says he doesn't mind sharing his stories and loves answering questions.
Now is the time to find out from the World War II veteran. We're soon going to be gone.
So what does the future hold for Eddie? How long do you plan on volunteering here? Just as long as you
For
can.
the rest of my life.
At the Pink Palace, Chase Arnold, Local 24 News. Big River Crossing just celebrated its 2nd anniversary, and even on a cold November afternoon, you can still catch people using the bridge. For Clark Butcher, owner of Victory Bicycle Studio and Pedaltown Bicycle Company in Memphis, it's not a surprise.
You will never at any point have a panoramic view of downtown Memphis than from on the other side of that bridge. You get over there, and once you get your first step onto that bridge, it's incredible.
When Big River Crossing first opened, there were concerns it may not be popular due to its location. Instead, the bridge has shown how popular accessibility has become in the Bluff City.
I think that what we've seen in the 2 years since it opened is it's vastly outperformed even what the kind of optimistic people thought that it would do.
Over the past year, more than 200,000 people have visited Big River Crossing, including a 3% increase in cyclists. George Abbott with the Memphis River Parks Partnership says the launch of programs like Explore Bike Share this past May reinforced Big River Crossing's impact on the cycling community.
The station on the east side of Big River Crossing is the most active station in the whole network. I think it's really opened up kind of physical recreation, biking in particular, to a much wider audience.
It's a little bit off the beaten path, but those paths around the bridge are expanding, like the newly opened Riverline Trail, which now connects the Wolf River Greenway to the Big River Crossing. And as long as those paths keep expanding, cyclists like Butcher will keep riding.
It's like I've been skiing the same mountain for 20 years, and a new mountain right next door just opened up.
In Memphis, Chase Arnold, Local 24 News.